Have you ever thought, how does Swiggy get live restaurants menus instantly? How does PhonePe communicate with your banks within seconds? Or when you click login with Google, how does another application trust Google immediately? Applications are continuously talking to each other, but how do they actually communicate? And that is where API exists. Okay. So what exactly is an API? Let's understand this using a very simple life story. Now, let's imagine this. You go to a restaurant, you sit at your table and decide your order. Now tell me one thing. Do you directly enter the kitchen and tell the chef what to cook? No, right? Instead, you communicate through the waiter. You tell your order to the waiter. The waiter carries your request to the kitchen and the kitchen prepares the food. And finally, the waiter brings the response back to you. Simple. Now, here comes the interesting part. In the technical word, the waiter works like exactly an API. As you all are seeing on the screen, there is a customer, there is a waiter, and there is a chef, right? So here the waiter is nothing but your API. The reason is he is taking the request from you and passing that request to the chef. So basically, you means the client who is making the request that you want something. Okay, like you want pasta, then you're calling the waiter, which is API. The API is taking the request from you that this particular client needs pasta, and now that request is going to the server. It means the request is going to the waiter, sorry, the chef. Okay, now the chef is preparing the food, and as a response, the waiter is receiving it and serving it on your table. So this is a structure that API follows. Okay, now technically, what API is? API stands for Application Programming Interface. But honestly, don't get scared by this big name. Simple language में बोले तो API is bridge that helps application communicate with each other. Almost every modern application you use today depends on API. Now, let's understand this. We have just talked about this approach that you as a client is making the request, waiter as an API receiving the request from the client, and it is passing that request to the chef. Chef prepares the food and then chef gives that food to the waiter back, and then waiter serves that food to the table of the client. Okay, and this is how the complete flow of API works. Now, let's connect this with the real-time example. When you open Swiggy, Swiggy itself does not manually store every restaurant's live menu. Instead, Swiggy sends an API request to the restaurant system. The restaurant system sends a response back like menu, prices, availability, and if there are any offers. And Swiggy instantly shows that information on your screen. All this communication happens using the APIs. Now, we have another example of PhonePe. Like see, same thing happens in the application like PhonePe or Google Pay. When you send money to someone, the app sends an API request to the bank first. Okay, the bank checks, is the balance available, is the PIN code correct, is the account active or not, right? And then bank sends a response saying payment successful or payment failed. Okay, so again everything works through an API. We can take the another example of Google login. Okay, so when you click login with Google, okay, the app verifies you with Google and grants the access. Like for example, even when you click login with Google, the application communicates with Google using the APIs. Okay, means I am going to Google and searching for something, then Google doesn't give me everything. It passes the request through the APIs that this person is searching for the LWC and integration masterclass. Okay, now that request is passed to the server using the API, and now through that API that request reaches to the server responds back to the client using the API. Okay. So here API is nothing but your mediator. API is nothing but your mediator or a bridge through which your request and response are traveling. Okay. Now, as we were talking about the Google example, so the application communicates with Google using the APIs. Google verifies the user, then Google sends a response back saying that user is verified and access gets granted instantly. And this entire process usually happens within seconds. Okay. So tell me why APIs are important now. Why APIs are important? See, let's imagine something dangerous. For example, what if application directly accessed another application's database? For example, if I am as a client directly going to the chef, okay, and asking for a food, okay, without giving the order to the um, waiter, I'm directly going to the chef, okay, and telling him, okay, prepare a food for me, or prepare a pasta or pizza for me. Okay, is that possible? No. Every time we will have to, means the request has to go through the waiter only. Okay, because if I directly start entering to the kitchen, so everyone will start entering to the kitchen, right? And in that case, what will happen? It will become a dangerous scenario. Okay, means there will be no security, right? And hence we have to use API. So there would be security issues, no control, too much complexity and complete chaos. Okay, and that is why the APIs are important. APIs create controlled and secured communication between the system. Getting? Now, in companies also, multiple systems continuously communicate using the APIs. For example, Salesforce, payment gateways, ERP systems, email services, WhatsApp systems, all these applications exchange information through APIs. This is exactly why integrations are so important in modern companies. And this is just the beginning. Okay. Today we understood how applications communicate using APIs. But if you want to learn how APIs actually work in real time, how companies build integration, how Salesforce connects with external system, okay, then join our masterclass. Join our LWC and integration masterclass. And if you want to know more about this masterclass, please join our WhatsApp channel. This is the link of our WhatsApp channel. Also, the channel link is already mentioned in the comment box. And if you feel your doubts got clearer after watching this video, do comment a heart or share your experience in the comment section. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. So see you in the next video. Thank you everyone.
If you like the video, please comment, share and subscribe the channel.